And a great big hey, howdy, hate all my goofy goobers out there. Welcome back to Animanic Commentaries with Comic Aussie.
And DF, who is busy doing adult things right now, like laundry.
Yes, but, and speaking of, like, doing adult things, we're talking about a Goofy movie. You know, it's about a father connecting with his son. Anyway, yes, so this movie, God, what the fuck do I say about this movie, honey? It's really good.
That it's 30 years old like I am.
Oh, man. That's true. This movie came out in 1995 and was released to, It definitely made itself a lot more of a staple over time. I don't even think like it did terribly well on home. Actually, no, it did do well enough on home video release to get a direct-to-video, direct-to-DVD sequel. But yeah, as far as its theatrical run,
Direct-to-video, hon.
Direct-to-video, yeah, it got its own direct-to-video sequel. Because it did a lot better in home media than it did theatrically. You are correct, Scribe. It did not do very well in its theatrical run. And oddly enough for me, I initially saw an extremely goofy movie before realizing that it was a sequel in the first place, actually. Anybody else?
Funnily enough, ditto.
I was gonna say, it's like a similar experience? Yeah.
For whatever reason, my parents had an extremely goofy movie on VHS, but not a goofy movie.
Wacky.
We remedied that when we started buying DVDs.
Truth enough. And it has done well enough that people absolutely loved it. Like, and it's definitely like,
well, I have to go on mute, so you just start when you start.
Okay. But babe, you're definitely right, Squad. The movie did break even, so it didn't necessarily fail hard. It wasn't really much of a success. You saw a Goofy movie first? Yeah, and that's definitely the way it should be for obvious reasons. We won't be covering an extremely goofy movie this year because unlike this film, an extremely goofy movie is not a musical, and boy, is this ever a really good musical. There's something that can be learned from everything that we've watched thus far over the course of this year. In that, you know, definitely, like, these animated musicals tend to do a lot better when the songs are written, when the music and lyrics are written by the same guys. But there's also plenty of instances, like in tonight's film, where there are songs that are written by different songwriters, and it actually works really well. So without any further preamble, gotta get set for synchronization. Grab your copy of the film. Oh God, I don't like the way those syllables were placed. Time to get set
Just
for
do it, honey.
synchronization. Da 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 la da 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 da.
Honey,
Synchronize,
start it
synchronize,
before you
synchronize.
sing the whole song.
It shouldn't be a surprise. Let's synchronize. All right. Now, as long as everybody's ready, yes, Squad, you are correct. We are going to be opening up with our very friendly 80s Disney logo. So let's go ahead and I like the TF keeps you in line. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're not dropping frames, but the frame rate is dropping. absolutely nutty. It's like, I can't get my mouse to work. Turn on the subtitles. Ugh. It's gonna be. Which would be helpful to talk about the song lyrics as things happen. This film definitely starts off well. We're watching a movie. such a great and very simple opening gag. You gotta love the simplicity of like just. Now, despite what the beautiful leftover film grain may lead you to believe on top of this incredible film, no, this may have been, yeah, no, this was in fact colored digitally. It was done very, very cleanly. It's like a scene. There's a reference to An American Werewolf in London. Yep. It's a pretty good first project where Jason Marsden voiced Max. Truth enough. Also a pretty great moment. I think more movies need to open up with a nightmare where the main character just turns into Goofy. Honestly. Like, just get the Super Mario Brothers movie 2 and we'll just, and Mario transforms into Goofy. I'm having a laugh. Also, I think that was Jason Marsden doing the Goofy laugh, because he does do it in the film. We got our Mickey Mouse foam. And our resident Rob Paulson playing Max's friend. Which,
yeah, again.
Yeah, I believe he was reprising from a Goof Troop.
Yeah. This is like my earliest memory of Rob Paulson voicing anything, you know? And then I just hear him everywhere. Like, because I didn't see Animanic until much later in life, but I knew PJ's voice anywhere.
Yeah. Bill Farmer, Jim Cummings, and Rob Paulson reprised their roles. That is true. And as far as the comedy goes, we've got some great voice actors on display for this film. Our major characters are all done by voice actors. Love this generational gap thing. And here is our opening number, After Today, which has got a great lead in.
You realize that when we have kids, they might be like, what is the big deal about this?
Didn't quite catch that very well.
We realize when we have kids, they're going to be like, well, what's the big deal with all this stuff from the 90s?
I love that guy having the answers written on his wrist. And Max's singing voice done by Aaron Lohr, because they wanted him to have a really good singing voice. And honestly, not bad at sounding like Max if he was singing. But Jason Marsden can also sing, so it could have just been that he was a little shy.
It looks like they came out of Full House. Star Trek.
And Star Trek, Trekkies. Yep. It's great.
Have you seen the live action version of this?
I think I did, maybe once.
It's on YouTube.
But I love that lyric. She looked like through me, so I need a new me, which is just great. I'm gonna
Like,
say
they
it
did
on my
it so well, they
butt.
ended up like copy pasting a bunch of people to make it actually look like the movie. Hello, Wallace Shawn. You seem to play a lot of angry principals.
that does happen for the bit. Now was that actually Wallace Shawn singing that line? It's like, because I don't know how well he can carry a tune. I guess we'll know that was not Wallace Shawn. Yeah, because it was like, it didn't sound exactly like Wallace Shawn, but it sounded like someone singing for Wallace Shawn. I love musical moments like that, where something in the environment causes like a musical reaction. It's kind of the equivalent of like the guards in Aladdin falling into the menorah, so it has like a brass hit. It's like bump. It's like, which is great. And poor Max getting yucking around. You do have to wonder if they redubbed that line for like the overseas audiences, because you can't say that in the UK. You can't say that. Yep. Also, credit where it's due. He's not in this movie a lot, but Pauly Shore actually fits this character super well. Just love him. Yep. Well, I mean, if you want to say Pauly Shore's best film, it's like this and an extremely goofy movie. It's pretty up there. I'd say he at least gets more screen time in an extremely goofy movie, so he's able to play off of the other characters a lot more. And there is the American Dragon. Dante Vasco, thank you.
Wow. Oh.
Mm-hmm. They just cut right out. And hello, Wallace Shawn. Nobody says that, dude. All right. There's Tony Anselmo's voice Donald as it came in.
You were with another girl earlier.
Yep. I also love, like, you see the skull on the stage there, and that was what the camera was picking up. Mazer is really caught up.
Someone called Pete's ex-wife and urged her to cut to TJ.
It's like
everybody theorized that.
It's like Peg left and got
along with,
like Peg left and got Pistol and the dog.
Yeah, and that's why we don't see them in this movie.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Powerline voiced by R&B singer Tevin Campbell. And all of Powerline's songs written by a completely separate duo than our, I'd say, main three songs in this film.
And yet it's like, Michael Jackson meets.
Yep. And Tevin Campbell does a great job. And this is really great as a moment, like, where Max is lip syncing to someone else's music, which also works until you notice me. It's all in relation to what's going on. It's like literally that. Look at that. Again, like, it really helps like screw this whole musical concept together while putting Powerline in the musical diegesis of the film while also presenting it in the emotional narrative, which is absolutely perfect. Imagine Max telling this to his kids. It's like, yeah, you think you kid, you think. It's interesting nobody recognized him just because of the hair and jumpsuit and glasses. Which is fair. I mean, there's a lot of dogs in the student body. I'd say a majority of the student body is dogs.
Is this the only instance where they show Goofy is good at a job?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, every other
Yeah.
or iteration of Goofy, when he tries a new job, he's always terrible at it.
I love the squeaker being caught in his throat. It's really funny. Also, there was a really brief moment where her eyes flashed red because of the camera flash. It's like that would tend to happen sometimes.
Goofy is such a precious boy.
He is really good at his job.
Yeah, but not with teenagers.
I love Pete's demeanor.
That mom looks so tired.
Yeah.
I've met kids like this. I'm not naming names, but I've met them.
just just strap her to the table.
Everyone was raving about gangs in the 90s.
The prison door shutting sound.
And honestly, of all the Disney movies that came out in the 90s, this is the most 90s-ish.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
Cheese Whiz, Waterbeds, Michael Jackson.
Someone help PJ. He Polish.
That's funny. That's a funny little exchange.
I love how a friend is even like, you know, he's kind of cute.
And also notices like how she's looking at him, of course. Stacy's a stripper. Matchmaker,
Yeah,
matchmaker, make me a lift.
Like,
match.
not even judging.
Yeah.
Oh no. Damn it. I this is why I don't like listening to this on my phone. The sound's always off.
Mm.
Man.
Okay. Yep, she'll be back in just a second. So yeah. Love all the animation. You know, watching the was watching the documentary and like knowing how this sort of thing played out. You know, like all the animation references, like Kevin Lima had to be like sending like video cassettes to the animators in Paris because they had the animation team at the Walt Disney Studios in Paris. Because like Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida, there was a real animation studio. And yet another example, briefly, of how Max is pretty similar to his father. And hey, Mambo gets in your head. It's pretty good. Okie dokie. Jeez. Poor son of a gun. I love the choir. I love the choir coming in. It's like the revelation, the epiphany. It's like, what does that mean? We'll figure that out. Uh-oh. That's not the last time we'll see those nuns. They're just nuns on the in the department store. PJ just jumping up on his shoulders. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, you're a hit. And look at that. They all get out of the way. And we're even like reprising the song. Down. And now he's going all Ferris Bueller, like leaping through everyone's backyard. And yep, that baby almost stuck that fork in the outlet. And love the zoom. Just the double image. Yep. Poor schmuck. This movie wouldn't be happening if they simply talked. Well, that's the thing, though. It's not a matter of them not talking. It's a matter of, like, Goofy not letting him get a word in. You even heard him when he was being all stuffed up in the friggin', like, life raft. I was like, I have something to do later. Yep. If only they travel next week instead. That's a setup right there. See? Goofy's not letting him going into... Oh, love this. Just love that. He's trying to guilt trip him. I love that. There they go. He has no context for that either. It's not that they're not talking, it's that Goofy is not letting him speak. He's just interrupting him. Don't hit the mailbox. Yeah, well, he didn't hit the mailbox. He just steals the steering wheel. It's like... Yep. Just love that. I love her dad being like a bulldog. I love that. Holler. No, God. It's actually Kevin Lemus sound for Roxanne's father. I love when directors just do a little thing. And this is the, well, that's not unreasonable. For now he's just digging himself a grave. Phrasing. Woo boy. Dude is just digging himself a grave. Also, I remember from the fucking what the hell do you call it? What do you call it? Documentary, like, it was that moment, like the voice actress for Roxanne came over to Jason's side of the recording booth and actually like gave him a kiss on the cheek. So they actually got like a bit of a genuine reaction out of each other. Love the black and white like camera. Yep.
And here comes the pretty much the theme song every time my parents and I were on the road. And we did a lot of road trips. Yeah.
Yeah. Really like highlighting definitely big generational gap. Not just a big generational gap, but also that Goofy does like take from his father, which I imagine is the explanation for why such old songs, because like, so what are we for the canon of Goofy having been around since the 30s, and this is also, oh, they use some CGI for the passing background here. That's actually really neat use. And then we got the rhythm here. I love everything about like creating like trash rhythms, which another Kevin Lima film did that kind of trash rhythms thing with the Trash in the Camp in Tarzan, but here,
like the 90s, they did trash stuff.
Yep. And it just kind of a setup for the they do play off each other pretty well. I love just how absolutely madcap the animation is. And the car is also utilizing 3D in order to like get that like cartoonish perspective on it. Unless like it's painted as a background element. It depends on what they want to do with the camera. Goodbye, Wilhelm. I love the back and forth between these two. I also love that rhyme. I could cry and so could I. It's just, I love that exchange. How has Goofy not lost his license by this point? He lives in Toontown, obviously. God. I love that visual. It's great. And there's our Mickey Mouse cameo. And we're just building up. Love that. It's like, it's the kind of line that would really date this movie. And so the poor fucker in the back of the truck with the cement shoes. A literal corpse. I do love the choreography on display, just so much fun. Love that matchup with the beat and the fucking like pots and pans hitting the underneath of the Yeah, I think that was Pat Carroll as the woman on the. He's even humming the song. Welcome to Lester's Possum Park.
Yeah, and we're about to see the very last appearance of Pat Buttram.
Oh.
You know him as the Sheriff of Nottingham, among other voices of
Yep.
Disney.
Mm-hmm.
There he
And
is.
there he is, Pat Bertram. God rest his soul.
Very last appearance.
I'm the host, I'll say when the Possum Jamboree starts. Here we go. And welcome to the Country Possum Jamboree. Woo! Absolutely love. Is yet another song that's not written by the main songwriting duo for like Open Road, After Today, and another song like Nobody Else But You. I do love that. Like it's like it's a record skipping, but they still like raise like the pitch, so it's a part of the song, which is great. I love that. They really just really having a laugh at the Country Bear Jamboree's expense. You were who were you friends with, Scribe? Who were you friends with? Oh, I want to know. I'm curious. You friends with the Easter Bunny? And real possums. Take a photo with real possums. Ah, I see. Okay. Whoops. Someone's got possums in his pants. I'd imagine if they were like rabid, that they wouldn't be allowed to, like, I'm pretty sure you could put possums in a petting zoo. As long as they got their shots. We're logicking a cartoon movie. And he's had his entire, like... He's had his entire friggin'... Look at him. Yep. Jeez. His car keys. Doesn't even have like a beeper to like lock or unlock the car. That's an old car. It's like, it has to... Remember when we had to roll down the window? And Max won't talk to his father now because he's embarrassed to be associated. Oh no! Why'd you have to pan out to the shot of the rat hat? No, that's really sad. As a kid, you sympathize with Max, and as an adult, you sympathize with Goofy. Possum. She's...
No, actually, it's the other way around for me.
That makes sense, yeah. Cause like, that does make sense, cause everyone loves Goofy. Everyone loves Goofy. He's such a fun guy, but then after a while you realize, no, Max is also hurting here too. Even if he's pretty rude about it. It's like, and good lord, the fucking RV, and the bowling alley, the everything. I fucking love cartoons. This movie is absolutely bonkers. Ooh. One small step for cats.
You know, I kind of love how, you know, Goof Troop, Pete was always like, oh no, it's a goof. But by this movie, he's like, oh, okay, hi, dude.
Yep.
Yeah. Or more like, I think Pete's come to a point where like, okay, this guy's a part of my life. I might as well make the best of it. Yeah.
Yep. They're also just replaying standouts so they don't like spoil the big emotional moment once they get to eye to eye at the concert. Got a fucking octopus. Like, what kind of a rich guy kind of like flex, or at least like upper middle class. Foo boy. Yep. Woo boy. Love the terrified kick. Just PJ lights up at that. You can see him trying to straighten up, but he's this lanky little. But Goofy's this lanky old man. He just looks absolutely silly. You can even see that Max doesn't really take him seriously. I love the dialogue. It's so well written. 12 or 13. One of those two. Yep. Whoop. Whoop. Well.
Remember at Disneyland when Goofy did the perfect cast for us?
I don't know if I do.
He was there, VCM. He ended, where's Max? And then he ended up doing the perfect cast there, so or something like that. He was fishing, yeah.
Oh, that's great. And that's Frank Welker. He's just right the hell out of there. Hmm. Hmm. Just great. Just a great moment, just where they're just stuck. Stuck. Just doing his own little Punch and Judy. Rolling down the window. Yeah. just just Bigfoot dicking around in the back. Love this moment. No. Damn. She's such a. I love this, like, just like this very real moment, like the body language. It's like they're funny little cartoon characters, but the body language is very, like, reserved and natural. And it helps bring a lot of emotional weight to this scene. And then you got the way he just cozies up to sleep in such a cramped spot. Ah! And it makes everyone cry. They even made a coffee. They even made like a drinking mug with "Hi Dad" in the bottom of it. It's like a can of soup. But yeah. Just a bloodshot. Just wouldn't you?
No.
Wouldn't you too?
Okay, I just realized. So, we're gonna get to like the age-old question that the answer has been haunting me for ages.
No. Damn it, dude. Yeah.
You know, on both parts, their communication's been pretty staggered.
Like Goofy
this
won't
point.
give, like Goofy will not give him upward and edgewise.
Yeah,
And
but even when
and then
Goofy's like, "What's wrong?" Then Max is like, "Oh, forget it."
Because he's too embarrassed by his father to even think of, like, you know, giving him the satisfaction.
You know, it's like Freaky Friday. Like there's miscommunication on both sides here. Goofy also wasn't really fully explaining the whole electric chair thing.
Whoever done that, use the graphite.
Here we go. The age-old question.
Yep.
And I just looked it up. Apparently, a million different people. There's like a million different sites asking this question, and there's like a ton of different answers. Somewhere between like 4 million, 11 million.
And didn't Rocky and Bullwinkle make a souffle that was accidentally rocket fuel?
Yeah. I don't think it was a souffle. I think it was like a mooseberry pie or something.
Something like that.
Or, I don't know.
So how many cups of sugar does it take to get to the? Could very well be 3.5.
I feel like sometime during our dates we should binge Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yeah, we probably could. That'd be fun. That'd be pretty fun. I love Rocky and Bullwinkle. They're
I have
great.
4 seasons on box set.
Nice. I love how we got like that Elvis impersonator in the back there.
Eggs. You know, there's some charm to like these roadside diners.
Yeah. And they probably
Hey,
got
look, A13J. Well, close.
they probably got some great like food too, like very, very good.
Yeah, so you may notice that a lot of the characters we saw in the open road scene, they keep
the nuns,
along the road. Yeah, and they're
truck
all on their
driver.
way to the concert. It's so
Maximilian
weird,
Goof.
Yeah, you know, Max is embarrassed by all this, but all everyone else really sees is just a guy who's not afraid to be himself.
Ooh. Ooh, boy. Again, love how Max tore up the... Like, Max tore up the thing, and then the I lied gets caught in a little branch. It's like, ah, man. It hurts.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is why Goofy should never get involved in water sports.
He's gotten involved in so many sports.
Yeah, well, when he shouldn't. You know, this is reminding me of our vacations a little bit. Overstimulated much.
And then Max brings him to something that he thinks his father would like, which is great.
Compromise. That looks a lot like New Orleans.
Oh, that's definitely New Orleans. Again, they're going
but I don't understand how they'd be driving from what?
Well, they drove from like the New Englandish area.
Yeah, but they'd have to go south and then
Yeah, the path on the map is all over the place. It's up and down and up and down. There's absolutely no reason why they would.
Louisiana's right at the tip there.
Yeah, there's no reason why they wouldn't.
Like, caverns are cool.
Isn't Carlsbad in New Mexico? And look, they got a signed baseball.
And look now they're both enjoying activities.
Look at them go. And here comes.
Okay. So who didn't want to stay at this inn?
And the 90s of 90s. Waterbed. Though, gotta question the fish being in the waterbed. I don't know many waterbeds that would actually have fish in it.
It's Ariel. In goof form. Okay, I can't unsee this scene without seeing the Goofy movie with guns clip. You know what I mean? Honey, I showed it with you. I can't unsee it now.
Then Goofy pulls out a Glock.
Not even a Glock, a whole machine gun. I can't unsee it now.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't stand seeing people happy when I'm unhappy. That's Pete for you. Yeah, see, now Pete's at the point where, like, yeah, I'm just gonna take advantage of this friendship. Oh, that pizza. Don't make me want pizza. I'm on a diet. 2 more weeks to go. Or 2.5 weeks.
Uh-oh.
That's the thing with Pete. He just wants to make everybody miserable because he's miserable. His wife left him. His daughter's probably not in his custody anymore.
Whatever did happen to their dog? What was their dog's name?
I remember.
Yeah, I
Took
forget.
my daughter and took my dog. I don't even... Yeah, I don't think the dog liked him anyway. Oh, Jim Cummings.
Love the lighting. Like, they've just got this same blue that they've painted, like, for the underside light.
Uh-huh. There gotta be problems.
Yeah. This is such a great...
Oh, you love this. Pete's a downright sociopath.
I love that line read, and I love the drawings of his face for that. Like, the disbelief.
It's what I love about Bill Farmer. He can have the goofy voice, but he can have the range of emotions.
Yeah.
He's afraid of you, man. Someone save PJ,
Yeah.
please. You know, people really nowadays emphasizing the no contact with toxic family members is the norm. So I imagine PJ's probably no contact with his dad by now.
You'd imagine. Yeah, you'd imagine. And
like he even chose to choose his son.
And like, and the like father like son, just the frustrated boom, and then the glove compartment opens. And then there's this look of disbelief, which is just heart-wrenching.
Reused animation? Well, preview reused animation. In the TV.
Well, I think that was actually from the No, yeah. That's a really good match dissolve right there. And the fucking vest is off his shoulder. He looks so disheveled. The bags under his eyes.
Goofy should never be sad, man.
You made Goofy sad, Max. Half of America wants your head. You made Goofy sad. Oh boy. Not mad, disappointed.
Yeah. Does this junction even exist? I'm sure people will try to look this up.
It really does not matter, but like, yeah, that is a good question.
Look, you know how crazy movie geeks are. We are movie geeks. We're gonna be if people on the internet are asking how many cups of sugar it takes to get to the moon, somebody's been looking for this junction somewhere.
Yeah, that's also the question of, it's like a Route 66, not historical Route 66, and is like, is it in Arizona or New Mexico? Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that every. It's so simple. Just every time he's getting madder and madder and madder.
And he still can't not be silly, too. It's like, he's mad and is, like, struggling with the seatbelt.
Accident prone.
God, I love that posing for him. It's just him. He's lanky. He's silly. But he's so angry. He's freaking pissed. Oh. Kick.
Stop kicking things, man.
Yep. And up there it goes.
He must have left it in neutral. Buzzards.
Well.
And now it's finally all coming out. See, this is why you communicate, because then everything comes out in shouts. If you let it build up.
Yeah.
But you know what? They needed to fight. They needed to really fight.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Good lord. Bonk. Gwonk. I love this. Woof. Up, 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 up. God, what do you even say to something that raw?
Aw.
Yeah.
Like, and when you didn't think something that'd be called a goofy movie would get this emotional.
Yep.
You know?
And in its own way, as per seeing the documentary, you can actually, thank Jeffrey Katzenberg for that. This movie
Wow,
probably
we actually have something to thank him for
this
from
wouldn't-
Disney. Yes.
From the documentary, there's a bit where it's like he scanned a storyboard and it's like, is this it? Is it all just going to be a bunch of gags? It's like I want to see the heart. I want to see the heart. And this is it.
Well, to be fair, Katzenberg ended up creating DreamWorks, and that DreamWorks, a lot of their movies tend to be a bunch of gags, but then they hit you with the heart, you know?
Yeah, Shrek is a really good example for that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they advertise it as a bunch of gags, and then they get that emotional punch in there.
Yep.
Megamind, too, is a really good example of that.
I love the way they rhyme Hero's Trophy with Catastrophe because of how Goofy pronounces it. That's so smart. That is really smart.
Look, we're stuck. Try not to sing. This song is not talked about enough.
I mean, like, it's... You know, other songs that are talked about in this kind of context are the ones where it's not a familial relationship. You hear everything about A Whole New World or At Last I See the Light, but the love song between a father and a son does not get talked about enough. And it's really good. The fish on his toe. Speaking of
Intoxicated.
And there's Chip and Dale. Hello. Okay, maybe not quite, but it's chipmunk, couple chipmunks. Yeah, totally. It did look like Little Mermaid fish. Blanc? Love that. God, man, Aaron and Bill, really blended pretty well there. Like, their voices, sang together. That was great. Nah.
And what do you know? That part, you see, if you'd said, look, there's this girl, he would have understood then. Think Goofy doesn't know about romance? You had a mom, Max. Right? Oh god, there's a comic somewhere where Goofy gives Max the talk. It's like, what? I was like, come on, how do you think you exist, son?
I love that kind of a line just happening before something goes wrong. Yep. Now, one may wonder, what exactly is the threat here if they're not gonna die? Well, they'll get lost in the middle of the desert, separated for God only knows how long, so how's that for a threat? Cartoon characters can be hospitalized, so we've seen it as a joke in plenty of cartoons where cartoon characters get themselves in so much injury and pain that they spend the entire rest of the cartoon like laid up in bed in a hospital. So if nothing else, it'll at least hurt. And whoop. Whoop. that noise?
Huh?
I heard a little bling bling, beepity beep noise. Yeah, that. What's that noise?
What are you talking about?
There's a noise.
What are you talking about?
There's a bleep 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 noise. Like a ringtone? Yeah, it sounds kind of like a ringtone.
Oh. Oh. Now this is what happens when you have on noise canceling headphones. Okay. Yeah, that was telling me my laundry was ready.
Oh, okay. You got him.
Oh, damn it.
Whoop. Even like, because the map really isn't important. It's about the, and the nuns went to the concert.
They all were headed toward the concert. We even saw the guy with his wife who ends up in the dressing room. Have you seen the 360 version of this that was released recently?
No, I don't think I did see that. But
You should.
anyway,
It's in celebration of the 30th anniversary. They recreated the scene in 360, so it's like you're at the Powerline concert.
you guys have to see the reference footage for this because they got some great dancers.
Oh yeah, that too.
And then for animation, like, Powerline's got this impossibly thin waist, and it's so great. It's a great way for expressing the details.
Yeah, we saw him on the road too.
What?
Remember?
I gotta ask Goofy, hey, what the hell was up with that face?
He's like, "Oh, sorry, ma'am."
Didn't mean to get fresh.
That was very close. That impression. That goof kid.
It's like it's
What are you wearing, girl?
She's
I'm
turning
sorry.
she's turned her party into a luau because the AC doesn't work apparently.
Yes, well, but why is she wearing the feathers like she's pretending to be a Native American? I'm not a Native American from Hawaii.
And then they had to and they had to choreograph the perfect cast as a dance that they could do.
Yeah.
Because they
just rolls with these concert crashers.
oh. And there they go. They all do the perfect cast together.
Yeah. I'd love to know the conversation after this concert.
I know.
Like, okay, so what are you doing crashing my concert for? Right?
And Pete just being absolutely floored.
For the first time.
Yep.
I don't know why it's so memorable.
I love the
random,
lighting
too.
in that too. And look, they're all doing the perfect cast too. It's great. Here's another connection that is never like picked up in the sequel.
Talked about again.
Yep, and we never see Stacy talk to me ever again. Look at how skinny he is. It's just so well done. I love cartoon characters. I love cartoons. And
Or he's a guy who's not afraid to wear a corset.
They managed to find the car, and it's all beat up. I love it. Man.
That's pretty solid advice there. See?
Yeah.
He knows about romance.
It's like if you ever...
And they keep that in the DuckTales reboot, that Goofy, he gets relationships,
Yep.
sort of.
Goofy
Sort of.
jokes.
There's a comic of that somewhere. I need to show you. If I can find it. And of course, the word is not yolks.
There he is again.
Why would you answer in your towel, man?
He might be disappointed because he stood her up.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you do afterwards? I want to know what you guys did afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
did you get like official pictures and autographs? Did the security escort you out?
Yeah. Well, Goofy's technically a celebrity, so, you know, legally they're probably fine.
Yeah, I'd already liked you. Yeah,
Damn,
that
dude.
laugh you're embarrassed about. See, that's the thing. Your dad's not afraid to be him, and that's your issue. You are too afraid. Kind of like our first kiss, except I'm the one who went for it. Just like. Oh, this, that, this one moment, the expressions that happen here. Like, look at the expressions. They're like, oh my god, did he just die? even Roxanne was like, did he just die? Ah. Bonsoir,
That's-
bonsoir, mademoiselle, bonsoir.
And
I wish
that
I could speak French.
was in fact a very goofy movie. Woo! What a film, eh? What a film. Also in the middle.
Dun-dun-dun.
Also, by the way, what I mentioned about Katzenberg, it was during production of this movie that he had been excised from Disney. So this film almost never came out. It's like Katzenberg really was the champion for this film. So this film almost never made its theatrical release.
Yeah.
So we gotta.
I think he just.
We gotta give Jeffrey some credit every now and then where it's due.
Some credit, yes. You know, we keep hearing about, like, well, I mean, he did want part of your world cut from the film.
Yeah, he doesn't
And-
always make a smart decision, but you know, then there's people people aren't afraid to tell him no. Like eventually, like with the Bill Farmer, like they want, like he was like, all right, if we're gonna keep Bill Farmer, like you just got, like, why does he sound so goofy? And the director like showed him a new screening, and it was like, we didn't change it. You know, it's like, if you're willing to stand up to Katzenberg, and like just tell him no, ultimately, like the film comes out better. I think there are plenty of times where when you get right down to it, if you just tell Katzenberg no, we know what we're doing, then you'll end up with a better product at the end as well. Because like, it's like if it's like there's something you can agree on, then there you go. But whenever there's like, no, that's a bad idea, and we're not doing that, then he'll probably back off, and then the film ends up better for it. Kelly does return.
First time I've ever seen it.
So the only time we ever see
Okay.
Roxanne again is House of Mouse, but she's voiced by Grey Griffin. But Kelly Burton returns as the love interest in Twice Upon a Christmas, the brunette. Huh, that's interesting. That is very interesting.
Because they were planning to get Roxanne back, but they had trouble animating her hair.
They could have still made her
Probably-
they could have still made her a ginger. They could have just implied that Roxanne got a haircut.
Yeah. I
But
mean, it's still pretty
whatever.
much the same face.
It looks like Roxanne. Looks enough like Roxanne to where people were like, wait, that's not Roxanne?
Yeah. Speaking of the Christmas, you know, the Once Upon a Twice Upon a.
Once Upon a Christmas has that
I-
great short. with
yeah,
with
it
Goofy
occurred
and
to
Max.
me like that. I think Once Upon a Christmas, that thing with Max and Goofy happens after Goof Troop because we see Pete all alone in his house on Christmas. So I think that was like when Peg left and the kids are spending Christmas with her.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because we don't see even PJ in that movie. So
True enough. But yeah, music and lyrics by Tom Snow and Jack Feldman for Actor Today, On the Open Road, and nobody else but you. But Randy Peterson and Kevin Quinn did Lester's Possum Park, and Patrick DeReamer and Ron something or other did the Powerline songs. And the fact that the soundtrack comes together that well, honestly, it's even perfect that even like Maybe Love is the Reason Why, first time we're seeing it eye to eye. So it's like the Powerline songs are put within the context of the musical, and it is brilliant. Brilliant. And the fact that songs written by so many different, songs that are basically written by two different sets of artists for this film. It's like Lester Possum Park is a comedy song. It doesn't necessarily matter how much it fits into the story. It's meant to show how Goofy is embarrassing Max, and it works for that. Or maybe not how Goofy is embarrassing Max, but how Max feels embarrassed by Goofy. And yeah, that's a Goofy movie. The fact that the soundtrack comes together as well as it does is absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant. It's so well done. You have anything else to say before I give off some final thoughts and wrap it up here?
not really. It's been a long night, long day.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, this film really, really good. The music is great. It's like the setup and payoff for like every musical number. It's like eye to eye answers the question set by After Today. After Today, what's it gonna be like after today? But eye to eye, we need to see each other eye to eye. At the end of the day, it was like they had to come together and compromise in order for them to.
I'm gonna go change the laundry load.
All right. Well, I think that's honestly probably where we'll leave it off. Honestly, because there's not much else to say. It's just really, really well done. Thank you all so much for joining us on this goofy ass adventure. And if you're viewing this after the fact, thanks for watching. And until next time, remember to take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Good night, everybody!